All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Pastor Kim, and today I have a special guest. I have another. You. You know what? You doing that on purpose?
No, I didn't.
You wasn't sitting with Brad the whole time we've been here, and now that I start my video, you gonna sit there and make googly eyes.
I'm not making googly eyes. I linked in because he was trying to say something. I didn't want to say it out loud.
Oh my God! Maybe we can do
How you
this
gonna get
tomorrow.
interviewed when you get famous? You gonna be like, oh, sorry, the cameraman can't move in the background because I don't know how to multitask. I didn't even say nothing. I just said, like, quietly, what's going on? I think that's just a side effect of wanting to know
You
what's
have
going
not.
on with
I don't want to
everything
know what's
else.
going on with you. That's not me. I don't want to know. I just don't want any distractions.
Not gonna be According to mommy, I can't do nothing.
As soon as they get quiet, we can start.
Right, you good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Pastor Kim. Thank you so much for coming. And I have listen, y'all know I can't multitask. So if you talk, it's going to distract me. Please give me 15 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
Hello, and welcome to my channel. Oh my God. I'm leaving all of this in. This is bloopers. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Pastor Kim. And despite the many distractions that you may hear in the background, I am trying to do a video, okay? So I have with me a special guest today. Her name is Carla. She is a spiritual daughter of mine. I've been knowing her. We've been knowing each other for years, since she was 9 years old. Okay, so when I say she's a daughter, a real daughter of mine. And so what I wanted to talk about today is a surgery that she received. And every time I think about getting this particular surgery or a similar surgery, I run into people who have had various complications. And so when I was sitting down talking to her about it, she was explaining the difference in the types of surgeries and some of the consequences or things that come out of the different types of surgery. So we're just going to jump right into this and we're going to talk about it. So Carla, you had the sleeve, correct?
Yes, I have the gastric sleeve.
Okay, so first of all, I just want you to explain what's the difference between the sleeve and the bypass.
The sleeve is when they take and make your stomach like a banana shape. The bypass, they're taking out some of your stomach and they're connecting it. So it's a little different. So some things like with the bypass, you can't digest sugar, where with the sleeve, you can digest the sugar. 3 years this weekend, I've gotten it done. I've lost over 200 pounds and it's a slow pace. With the sleeve, you are really losing your weight at your pace. You're doing it with adding protein, eating smaller meals, and just not where you could, with the bypass, you have to be on like a diet. That's the best way I can explain it, is a diet. They do make you lose weight before you go in. So before I went in 3 weeks, I was eating 4 ounces every 2 hours. And
okay, so let me ask you, 4 ounces of anything or 4 ounces of protein or just
4 ounces of protein.
Okay.
So it was tuna, I did salmon, and I did chicken. I did egg whites. You could use egg substitutes. I did Greek yogurt if you like it. I tried to find the things that had the highest protein in it to use to supplement, because the goal is for you to have 60 to 80 grams of protein every day.
Okay, so when you say the protein, were you eating anything else? Were you eating any vegetables, any fruit?
Yes, I ate vegetables. Fruit was the thing was 11 grams of sugar or less. So if it had 11 grams of sugar or less in it, I was able to partake in it.
That was for the whole day, 11 grams per day?
Anything that had 11 grams of sugar or less, you could eat.
Okay. So wait, let me ask you a question again about the when you said the 4 ounces of protein. So would you just have 4 ounces of protein and say a vegetable to go with that?
No, it was the 4 ounces of food. So I would do the 4 ounces of tuna or chicken or salmon, whatever protein I picked every 2 hours. But in between there, you are allowed certain things. Like you could drink as much water as you want. Any juice that you could do, sugar-free Jello, sugar-free pudding. You could put them things in between your eating every your main thing every 4 ounces.
Okay.
It's rough when you first start, but by week 2, I was fine. I did it for 3 weeks.
So it's not like you're putting together an actual meal. You're just making sure you put that protein in every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
And then in between that, if you get hungry, you add something to it that you're allowed to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much weight did you lose before you went back and got the actual surgery?
30 pounds.
And how long did that take you?
3 weeks.
What?
3 weeks.
So you lost 30 pounds in 3 weeks just eating the protein every 2 hours.
Yes.
Along with anything else that you wanted.
Okay. It was a list that the doctor gave you. And I shared it with my sister Shell, so I could text it to you. And it was a whole list of things that you could do, like the sugar-free Jello, the sugar-free pudding, and all the stuff you thinking that is sugar-free and it might be nasty. It was actually good.
Okay.
Now, if I can tell you the best thing for sugar-free Jello, it would be Jello. Like no name, no thrill stuff. Jello. You have to get the name brand stuff when you getting that sugar-free stuff.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So you had to do that because I know you said the doctor wanted to make sure that you were really serious
about it. It depends on your doctor. I love my doctor to death because he wasn't going to do it if you're not serious. He'd be like, bye, get out my office. Everybody say he didn't have good bedside manner, but it was to benefit you, because if you follow the rules and do everything right, your complications is bare minimum. I had no complications but one, and that was I had to have my gallbladder removed, which they say you could develop gallstones getting it done, and that's the only complication I had for the surgery. That was it.
Okay, so you go in and you have the surgery, and then you come out like, okay, day 1, what happens?
Day 1, you are on a liquid diet. They sit at home with you, and you are not taking in that much. Before you even go home, you have to be able to take in 4 ounces of water.
Okay.
If you cannot take in 4 ounces of water, plan to stay in the hospital until you could take the 4 ounces of water.
Wow. Okay, so 4 ounces of water. That's just about, I'm looking at a water bottle. I was drinking some water. That's 16 ounces, so that's just a little bit of that.
What they do is they bring you in one of them little small 8 ounces of water, and they tell you to sip on it, and they just keep measuring it and see how much you take.
So you're not eating anything. You're not drinking anything.
You just on a liquid diet the first, I think it was like the first 3 or 4 days. Okay,
so the liquid diet while you're in the hospital, is it strictly water or any additional liquids?
Okay. Just the liquid stuff when you on liquid diet.
Okay, so let's talk about, because I hear a lot about side effects, and that was one of the things that you made me think about, because when I hear about the side effects of the bypass surgery, I have a friend of mine who got the bypass, and she was talking about how you do lose your hair, how you have to take lots and lots of vitamins, talked about the and excuse me for being graphic, but like the blisters and the sores that develop from the sagging skin and stuff like that. So she talked about stuff like that. And what has been your experience?
I haven't had any of that. You do have to take a lot of vitamins. You have to take a multivitamin. You're on multivitamins forever. You on B12 forever. And that's because you're not taking in as much food. So you have to make sure, and calcium. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't do my calcium, but my B12 and my multivitamin is something I do stay up on.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the sagging skin I did not have. I got some, but my arms was already big starting out. And if you exercise, the skin will tighten up. So I haven't had the blisters or anything.
Okay. What about the stomach?
My stomach, I pretty much worked on it myself. I took some, did the boxer, they call it a boxer regimen where they use like Aveline. It's called Aveline. You wrap your stomach, and that's what I did for my stomach.
Okay, so explain what you mean.
Okay, so Aveline is like makeup remover. You get it I bought mine from Walmart. It was like $8. I rubbed it on my stomach, and then I wrapped my stomach with saran wrap when I was going out to take a walk, or sometimes in the morning when I get up and go to work. So by maybe like noontime, I'm taking it off. I'm taking the saran wrap and stuff off, and I've been sweating.
Okay.
So it's like to induce sweating, because you know when you sweat, you burning and stuff.
Right.
So that's what I did, and that's how I got my stomach as flat as I've gotten it. But I haven't had any other sagging skin. Like I said, the most I got is my arms.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm fine with everything. It's nothing where I need to go have surgery or anything like that. And the main thing is when you're taking showers and everything, you have to make sure you dry all your areas. If you have them parts where you've lost a lot of weight and there's a lot of skin, you have to make sure you dry it properly. That's where the blisters come from. That's where all that stem from, because you're not drying your body off properly.
Wow. Okay. So when you compare the sleeve to the bypass, I know you talked about you recommended the highly recommended the sleeve.
Yes.
Because you can with the bypass they literally I don't know that much about it except talking to other people, but there's something that is connected where you no longer can processed sugar.
Yes.
So
it's like they're taking some of your intestines out and some of your stomach, and then they connecting it.
Mm-hmm.
So a part of the stomach where it breaks down that sugar and stuff is no longer there.
Right.
So therefore you can't, they're taking sugar, you would get sick.
Okay.
Like people have gotten violently sick, throwing up and everything. To where the sleeve, you still have everything. You still have your small, large, all your intestines. You just took, the best way I can say is like how your stomach first started out. Okay. When we eat, we stretch our stomach.
Right.
So normally our stomach is like in the shape of banana. So almost. So that's what they did. They just made it just like in a banana, and you only holding like 4 to 5 ounces of food. Okay,
so let me ask you a question again. Did you ever have a moment after the surgery where, say, you overate?
No, I have not, because I followed all the rules.
Okay.
My coworker it's very painful. Like she was in excruciating pain because it's your stomach is stretching out again.
And she had to sleep.
She had to sleep, and it hurts. I haven't done it. Like they tell you not to eat and drink at the same time.
Wow.
Eat slower and everything. And I still, even 3 years from now, I still follow that. I do not eat and drink at the same time. If I'm going to eat, I'm going to eat. And then I'm going to wait maybe like 15, 20 minutes later and drink something.
Okay. So, you had the sleeve for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
How much initial weight did you lose in this 3-year time frame? How long have you been maintaining the weight loss? Did you lose all of it in the first year? Like what happened?
I started out at 398 and I'm down to 230 right now. And it was gradually. The first 3 months, I think I lost the bulk of my weight. And it was just me just eating like they were telling me to do everything. Because you go back to the doctors like every month. And they still call me. I still go see them. Every 6 months, I still have to go see the surgeon to keep up on it and to see if I'm keeping my weight at a nice thing.
So you lost like the first, 200 pounds in 3 months?
I lost within the 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
I lost most of my weight.
Okay.
I lost most of my weight then.
And so you've been maintaining that for this amount of time.
Maintaining, and it's just keeping the regimen. Eating smaller portions, not eating and drinking, and just be mindful of what time you also eat. Like I try to eat before 7 o'clock. sometimes it's not realistic, but I try to eat before 7 o'clock, and I don't eat a lot of bread.
Right.
Bread
will fill you up.
Will fill you up, and then you're not thinking that you eating a burger, and like you like, okay, I done ate the burger. But if you eat that burger with that bread and you take 3 bites, you done. You don't have any other room. Really, 2 bites will take and really fill your stomach up with the bread. So a lot of times if I do get a burger, I take the top bun off or the bottom portion of the bun off and I cut it in half.
So this is probably my last question. It's like they say usually like a person that eats, it takes about 20 minutes for your body to know that you're full.
That's why they tell you to eat slow.
Oh, okay. So that part hasn't changed.
Nope.
So they tell you to eat slow.
Eat slow. So most of the times when I eat, I'm sitting and I'm talking and eating. And I realize that really, really works for me. Because it's been a time or two that I have eaten too fast and I have wound up throwing up because I ate too fast.
Okay.
It can make you, eating too fast can make you sick.
And you mentioned some esophagus issues.
Okay, so one of the other side effects is it's called GERD. It's an intensified indigestion. For me, I already had it before I even had the surgery. So you can get it. Everybody don't. It's treatable with medication. But like I take, it's called Bariatric. I take it twice a day. And I pretty much, if I take it like I'm supposed to, I don't have any issues.
Okay.
So, but by me already having it, mine just got intensified to where I have to be on medication because sometimes you get to take Tums and be fine.
Okay. So every time I ask you a question, I think of something else. So 2 more questions. So what has changed for you since you've gotten the surgery? And if you had it to do all over again, would you do anything differently?
What changed for me is me losing the weight. That was a big change for me. Nothing really much has changed for me because I wasn't never a bad eater. It was just my portion size that I wasn't able to control. So I really appreciate getting it done because at first I wasn't. And the reason why I got it done was I had messed my knees up when I was younger. So in order to preserve them, they said to lose the weight. And I have arthritis. So it just started breaking a lot of my body down because my body is trying to carry weight that I wasn't supposed to have. So I said, oh, well, let's do this as opposed to half because I had to get my foot done. I have a foot that cost $150,000 to get done. They had to reconstruct it because of my weight. I said, well, before I have to do my foot again like that and be down, I said, I'd rather take and be out of work for like 3 weeks because I wasn't out of work that long at all. Within 4 weeks, I was back at work, and the 4 weeks was me because I really could have went back to work in 2. But I said, oh, I'll take 4 weeks. So I did the 4 weeks, relaxed, and got myself together. And I don't think I would do anything different. Only thing I wouldn't do different is like maybe 3 years prior to me really deciding to do it. My foot doctor told me to do it. I might not have waited as long because if I didn't wait as long, I wouldn't have never had to get the foot surgery on my left foot. Okay, that's the only thing. I wouldn't have waited as long as I did to get it done.
But overall, you've been very satisfied.
I'm satisfied with it. Anybody that asks me about it, I always tell them like the recommendation that I would make would be the sleeve. You're able to pace your weight loss.
A lot of people talk about the energy. I mean, like you were always energetic to me anyway. So. I mean, do you have more energy?
I feel as though I have more energy, but I also do 99 things. So eventually I'm tired. Okay. Like to go from one job to another. But I still got my energy. So I'm up my day is at 6:30. I'm out the door by 6:30. So most of the times I don't come in until 12:30 at night. And I feel as though I still have a lot of energy. But it's a downfall because you still got the energy at 12:30 at night. You got to be out the door by 6:30. You wind up being tired. So eventually, sometimes I do get a little tired.
Yeah, because B12, that's
energy. and that's exactly when I know that I'm not taking them every day like I'm supposed to. Is when I'm a little like, oh man, I need a break. If I take my B12, there's been times I've been sitting in my desk in the classroom and I'm like, I'm not. I got up, I got my B12, and within the next hour, my energy is up and I'm moving. Okay. So B12, I mean, even if you don't get it, is a good vitamin.
Right, I do take it. Okay, well, I think you've answered all of my questions. We're not live, so we can't answer any other questions, but I do appreciate you, and I hope that it helps someone who has been concerned about the sleeve or the
Yes.
bypass, that it has answered some of their questions.
My thing is, a lot of it is myth. So the doctor that you have should be able to decide. My doctor decided which one I wanted, what he was going to give me. He did say the bypass. I asked about the sleeve, and after we sat down and we talked about it, he did feel though the sleeve was the better surgery. Your doctor usually determines which one you're going to get.
Because there's another one, the band,
the
right?
lap band. I don't even know if they're still doing the lap band. Some of them was trying to wing away from it because the weight loss wasn't prominent in it. You didn't really, you did it slow, but it was also like you have to go, but with the lap band, you have to go back every so many times to get it adjusted because it will stretch out. So I know a lot of bariatric surgery is trying to get away from it. Like I said, the most popular one now is the sleeve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very, very
welcome.
much. I appreciate you. I'm so glad that you're here visiting, and I'm so glad that you were able to answer questions. And please don't forget to leave any comments. If you have any questions, I can text Carla or call her and ask them and get back to you. If you have any specific questions that you might want to ask her, don't forget to comment if this video has been informative for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're coming back with more great stuff. Don't forget that I hope you have a blessed day and a purpose-filled life in Jesus' name. And you know that I love you with that agape. Bye-bye. Do a thumbnail. Here we go. Okay. We're done.
All right.
That was good, guys.
See,
Wait.
I told you it wasn't going to be long.
Carla, you were very good.
She was.
Very